Once upon a time in Lagos, Nigeria, there lived a happy couple named Sophia and Joshua. They were university sweethearts who had big dreams of building a successful family together. After their wedding, they were overjoyed to find out Sophia was pregnant. Sophia worked as an accountant and Joshua was an architect. They had planned everything: where they would live, how they would raise their children, and the kind of future they wanted. But nothing could prepare them for the reality of having their first child. When their baby arrived, Sophia quickly realized that all the books she had read about parenting couldn't match the sleepless nights and constant crying. Her mother, who lived in the village, couldn't come to Lagos to help her because of her health. Sophia didn't want to stress her. Joshua's mom, on the other hand, was a busy businesswoman, so her help was limited. She would visit in the mornings, bathe the baby, and leave by evening. That left Sophia alone to handle the night. One night, the baby cried endlessly. Sophia turned to Joshua, shaking his shoulder. "Joshua, get up, please. Please help me carry her. I need to rest." Joshua groaned and grabbed the pillow and covered his ear. "Sophia, I have work tomorrow. Can't you manage?" Sophia felt tears well up, but she didn't argue. She carried the baby, bouncing her gently in her arms, whispering soothing words. Her body ached, but she had no choice. 3 months into her maternity leave, Sophia decided it was time to return to work. She loved her job and needed to regain a sense of normalcy, but balancing work and motherhood wasn't as easy as she thought. At work, she struggled to remember important figures during meetings. Her boss frowned at her mistakes. "Mrs. Joshua, you have been sleeping up lately. What's going on?" Sophia apologized. But the truth was, her mind was scattered. At night, the baby cries echoed in her head, and during the day, exhaustion clouded her thought. One evening, she brought up her struggles to Joshua. "Joshua, I don't think I can handle everything. I forget things at work. My boss is getting frustrated." Joshua shrugged as he scrolled through his phone. That's easy. Why don't you get a nanny?" Problem solved. Sophia hesitated. The idea of leaving her baby with a stranger worried her, but she didn't see another option. "All right, babe, I'll start looking tomorrow." Sophia was relieved when she finally found a nanny. Bisi, a young woman in her mid-20s, came highly recommended by a colleague from work. She started that weekend after all the necessary medical tests confirmed she was healthy. On her first day, Bisi seemed perfect. She handled the baby gently and followed every instruction Sophia gave. For the first time in months, Sophia felt she could breathe. By Monday, Sophia left for work, though her mind wasn't at ease. She couldn't shake the feeling of leaving her baby with someone new. Even if Bisi came highly recommended, her office didn't have a daycare, and with all the expenses from the baby's delivery and naming ceremony, hiring a professional nanny service was out of reach for now. When Sophia got home that evening, the baby was already asleep. "Bisi, how was she today?" Sophia asked Bisi as she set her bag down. Madam. God, this is our baby. Your baby was really good. She didn't cry so much. There was no trouble. She ate, she played, and then she went to bed." Bisi replied with a warm smile. Sophia nodded, but something didn't sit right with her. Her baby usually cried a lot. Yet, Bisi claimed she had been calm all day. The following week, Sophia shared her feelings with her friend Jessica during lunch at a nearby cafe. "Jess, I can't shake this feeling that something is off with Bisi," Sophia admitted, staring at tea absent-mindedly. "She hasn't done anything wrong, but I don't know. Call it mother's intuition." Jessica leaned forward, her eyes serious. "Why don't you install a camera in the baby's room? You can connect it to your phone and see what's going on when you're not at home." Sophia's eyes widened. "Can I really do that?" "Of course. I'll help you set it up. That's why you have a friend in the IT." That weekend, Jessica came over and together they installed a small security camera in the baby's room. Sophia linked it to her iPhone and felt a sense of relief, knowing she could check on her baby anytime. By Monday, Sophia's worst fears were confirmed. During her lunch break, She opened the camera app and saw Bisi sitting on the couch, scrolling through her phone while the baby cried in her crib. In another clip, Bisi was eating the baby's food and licking from the can of baby's milk. Sophia felt her chest tighten with anger, and that evening, she confronted Bisi. She sent her away. When she told Joshua about it, he sighed deeply. Sophia, maybe it's best you resign for now. I know what you're thinking. At least until we find someone trustworthy to help with the baby. Trust me, it's all for the best. Sophia's heart sank. She loved her job, but she couldn't deny the truth. God, this is hard, but okay, I'll do it. Days turned into weeks, and Sophia stayed home caring for the baby while Joshua continued to excel at work. He would come home excited, talking about promotions or courses he planned to take. Guess what, babe? He said one evening, his face glowing with pride. I got promoted today. Oh, that's wonderful, Joshua. Sophia replied with a smile, though her heart was heavy. She wanted to be happy for him, but deep down, she felt a pang of jealousy. She missed the feeling of accomplishment, the rush of meeting deadlines and solving problems at work. She kept her feelings bottled up, telling herself it was just for a little while. Soon, she will find another job. But every time Joshua shared his success, Sophia's smile grew harder to maintain. Joshua's work life had become busier than ever. He traveled frequently, attending meetings within the country and overseas. Each time he left, he seemed more excited about his growing career. Babe, Sophia, where are you? Oh, okay, good. I have to go to Abuja for a few days, he said as he put on his wristwatch, barely looking up from his phone. Sophia was carrying the baby, her eyes tired and pleading. Joshua, please. The baby has been running a fever all day. Can you just stay just this once, please? He glanced at her briefly. Sophia, I can't. This meeting is important for the company. We talked about this. You know about the latest promotion. Do you want me to lose it? Handle everything. You're strong enough, aren't you? Her heart sank as he walked out of the room, his suitcase in hand. Sophia stayed up all night nursing the baby, her body aching from exhaustion. Joshua didn't call to check on them during his trip. He felt as though his work had become his entire world. When he returned days later, Sophia told him about how sick the baby had been. Hubby, you didn't even call to check on us, she said softly, hoping he will understand. Joshua waved it up. Am I not doing all this for us? The money I make, is it not for this family? Sophia, you don't have to stress yourself. Just stay home and take care of our child, okay? Please. Sophia forced a smile, but her chest felt heavy. Months turned into years, and soon they had another baby. Sophia loved her children, but the weight of staying at home was becoming unbearable. One evening, after putting the kids to bed, she decided to talk to Joshua. Joshua, I've been thinking, I'd like to go back to work, even if it's part-time. Joshua looked up from his laptop, frowning. Sophia, how can you even think about that? The kids are still so young. Who will take care of them? But we could hire someone. We could. Joshua, please. Oh, so you want us to end up with another BC? He interrupted. You don't need to work. Your job is here with the kids. Be strong, Sophia. Other women do it without complaining. His words stung, but she swallowed the hurt. I'm not other women, she whispered to herself, though Joshua didn't hear her. Sophia began to feel trapped. The house felt like a prison and every day seemed the same. She started eating more, even when she wasn't hungry. The extra weight crept up on her quickly, and soon her hot clothes no longer fit. Joshua barely noticed her anymore. He would come home late, eat out, and spend most evening glued to his laptop or phone. Even neighbors began asking Sophia questions. They would look at her like an old hag who was suffering in her husband's home. One evening, there was a company dinner, and Sophia hoped it would be an opportunity for them to reconnect. She tried on several dresses, settling on one that fit well enough. Joshua, should I wear this, or do you think the red one is better? He turned, glanced at her and shook his head. Sophia, you're not coming. Her heart dropped. Why not? Well, this is a formal event. They only want a certain type of crowd. It's nothing personal. Sophia felt her throat tighten. A certain type of crowd? I'm your wife, Joshua. he sighed. Sophia, it's better this way. Just stay home with the kids. She didn't argue. Instead, she walked back to the bedroom, shut the door, and collapsed into bed in tears. Sophia cried until her head throbbed. The loneliness, the rejection, and the weight of everything crushed her spirit. One morning, he handed Sophia a list. I need fresh meals to take to work every morning. No repeats, please, he said, not looking up as he adjusted his watch. Sophia frowned. Joshua, I already prepared breakfast and packed your lunch. Why the sudden change? It's nothing, he muttered and walked out before she could press further. One evening, while she was cleaning the living room, she overheard Joshua on the phone in the kitchen. His voice was low, but she could make out some of the words. Guy, I just want something new, something exciting. Sophia is upsetting me, and Sophia didn't let him finish. She stormed into the kitchen. Who are you talking to, Joshua? What do you mean by you need something new and exciting? He ended the call quickly and turned to her with an annoyed look. Sophia, you're overreacting. You're paranoid. Oh, I'm paranoid. Joshua, you barely talk to me. And now you're on the phone telling someone you need something exciting and something new. You've been acting strange. What am I supposed to think? The argument escalated. In frustration, Joshua shouted, I'm tired of all of this. You've let yourself go, Sophia. Look at you. You are fat and you've become very dirty. Those words hit her like a slap. Sophia's voice trembled as she said, Do you know how hard I've worked to keep this home together? How much I've sacrificed? And this is how you repay me? By calling me fat and dirty? Even if every other person should say it, why should it be you, Joshua? Why? Joshua didn't respond. He simply walked away, leaving Sophia standing in the kitchen, her heart shattered. The next day, Sophia met with her best friend Jessica. As soon as she saw her, Sophia broke down in tears. Jessica, I can't do this anymore. Joshua doesn't appreciate anything I do. He's tearing me apart. Can you believe he called me fat and dirty? Jessica, look at me. Am I dirty? Jessica, tell me the truth. You're my best friend. Do I smell? No, you do not smell. You do not smell. Jessica hugged her tightly. Sophia, you don't have to stay stuck. I can help you. Jessica offered to lend her some money and recommended a daycare for the kids. It's a great place. It's on the island. You will love it. And it will give you time to focus on yourself. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm your best friend and we can work together. I don't want to see you sad. Okay, please. Sophia visited the daycare the following week. The place was clean and cheerful, with friendly staff who clearly loved children. For the first time in a long time, she felt hopeful. Soon, she started taking the kids to the daycare. With her free time, Sophia began walking in the mornings and eating healthy meals. Day by day, she felt stronger. 3 months later, Sophia barely recognized herself. She had lost weight, her clothes fit again, and she felt healthier and more confident. Her happiness returned when she secured a high-paying job that was even better than her old one. And there was a lot of professional help from the company. They allowed their staff take exams, sent them abroad for them to build their competence. At her new workplace, Sophia quickly became friends with her colleagues, including a kind and handsome man named Tony. One evening, Tony noticed her struggling with the kids after work. Sophia, hi. Let me drop you and the kids off, Tony offered. Sophia hesitated but eventually agreed. Tony's car was neat and he chatted easily with her children, who laughed and seemed to enjoy his company. When they got home, Joshua was already there. He watched from the window as Tony helped unload the kids from the car. Who was that? Joshua asked later, trying to sound casual. He's just a colleague, Sophia said flatly, not offering more details. Another day, Tony picked her up from work in the morning. When Joshua saw them leave together, his jaw tightened. He wanted to confront her, but guilt held him back. Deep down, he knew he had no right to question her after everything he had done. Even the kids started talking about Tony. Mommy, Uncle Tony is so funny, they would say. Joshua's jealousy grew, but he pretended not to care. Meanwhile, Sophia was rediscovering her strength, her happiness, and her independence. She was doing extraordinarily well at work, and soon her pay was increased. Joshua started noticing changes in Sophia. She often left the house in the evening, dressed in clothes that hugged her figure and showed off her beauty. She started taking secret calls, and when Joshua asked about them, she would shrug and say, "My guy, it's just work." One night, Joshua noticed that Sophia didn't sleep in their bedroom. He found her in the guest room, scrolling through her phone. "Sophia, why are you sleeping here?" he asked, his tone sharp. Please, Joshua, I like the peace and quiet here," she replied without looking up. Her lack of concern started to bother him. Joshua thought bringing his mistress home might make Sophia jealous. But when Sophia saw them together, she didn't bat an eyelid. She didn't ask questions, didn't argue, didn't even seem to care. Joshua began to worry. Why isn't she reacting? He thought. One afternoon, as he scrolled through social media, Joshua had skipped a beat. There was Sophia smiling confidently in a picture at an award ceremony. The caption read, "Sophia Ade, breaking records with her innovative ideas in the workplace." He couldn't believe it. Her face was everywhere on posts about leadership, innovation, and success. That evening, Joshua had a meeting at a fancy restaurant. As he entered, he froze. There was Sophia at a table near the corner, laughing heartily with a male colleague. She looked so relaxed, her face glowing under the soft light. Sophia saw him too, but acted as though he didn't exist. She laughed louder, leaned slightly closer to her colleague, and sipped her drink slowly. Joshua couldn't take it anymore. He left the meeting halfway and drove home, his thoughts racing. When Sophia walked through the door later that evening, Joshua was waiting. "Who was that man?" "But I told you I was having dinner with a colleague." "And why were you laughing like that? Do you know how embarrassing it was for me to see you with him?" "Hey, Joshua, please. I don't owe you any explanation." Joshua clenched his fist. "Let me tell you, Sophia, if you don't stop this nonsense, I will file for divorce." Sophia's lips curled into a faint smile. "Divorce?" Ooh, was that supposed to scare me? Oh my God, I'm going to have a divorce. Excuse me. My brother, go ahead. I beg you, try it today. Please go right now. I have been tired of this so-called marriage for a long time. See, free me. I want to go out and enjoy my life. I want to go out. I want to be with someone else. Really? So you have the audacity to tell me you want to be with someone else, right? Hey, Joshua, I'm only respecting you because of our kids. Now listen to me. You brought home your mistress. I didn't say anything. You do not have any right over me. I can do whatever I want, however I want, and wherever I want it. Her words left him stunned. For the first time, Joshua realized that Sophia wasn't the same woman he used to know. She was stronger now, and she wasn't afraid anymore. Joshua decided to speak to his pastor before going to the divorce lawyer. Sitting in the pastor's office, he poured out all his complaints about Sophia, how she had changed, her attitude, and her secret outing. He made it seem like he was the perfect husband. The pastor listened patiently, then asked, "Joshua, is there anything you think you didn't do right? Be honest." Joshua hesitated, but eventually said, Well, I work hard to provide for my family. I thought that was what a man is supposed to do." The pastor looked at him kindly and said, "Making money is good, but you've forgotten to care for your wife's heart. That's why she's upset. I'd like to speak to both of you together." When the pastor called Sophia, she agreed to come. Sitting across from the pastor, Sophia and Joshua avoided looking at each other. "See, I am not here to take sides," the pastor began. "Both of you have hurt each other. It's time to stop acting like children and face your problems." Sophia took a deep breath and said, "Pastor, my husband has been having an affair, and I have proof. Do you know he brought his mistress home?" The pastor's face fell. He turned to Joshua. "Brother Joshua, Is this true? Joshua nodded slowly. But she's also seen someone else. He quickly added. Sophia frowned. Sir, he is just a colleague and I've never crossed the line. The pastor sighed. Sophia, even if it is harmless, it is stirring trouble. Joshua, you're supposed to be the priest of your home, but you've allowed the devil to take hold of your family. Both of you need to stop these outside relationships and focus on fixing your marriage. What is wrong with both of you? You are having an affair and she's already friends with a colleague at work that would soon result to an extramarital affair. Really, this is disappointing. The pastor then suggested they see a therapist. At the therapist's office, things became clearer. The therapist asked questions about their past, their families, and their expectation. Joshua admitted, I never saw my father do any chores. I thought that's how marriage works. Men make money, women handle the home. Sophia also shared, growing up, I saw my mother struggle alone. I promised myself I wouldn't live like that, but I ended up in the same situation. The therapist nodded. These patterns from your past have shaped you on how you see marriage. To move forward, you must decide to change this old habit. Build trust. Learn each other's love language and end anything that threatens your marriage. Do you even know what your love languages are? They both nodded no. He recommended a book called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Slowly, Joshua began to change. He started helping around the house, washing dishes, picking up toys, and spending time with the kids. Sophia noticed and began to soften. When Sophia returned in the evening from work, Joshua had already made dinner. He came home early to help with the kids and their homework. Sophia was surprised, but she said nothing. But Joshua didn't stop. He continued trying to build the trust that was once lost in their marriage. Sophia had ended any form of relationship with Tony, and soon she started taking Uber to work, even when she wanted to come back home. Joshua also ended any form of extramarital relationship he was having with his mistress, and soon the trust began to grow slowly. One evening, about a month, Joshua came home with a surprise. I've made a reservation at a nice restaurant, and I got this for you. He handed Sophia a beautiful dress. Sophia's eyes widened. Wow, for me? Yes, I just want us to start over. I know that I've hurt you a lot. I said things I was not supposed to say. I'm so sorry. I know it's not an excuse, but I didn't have the best examples, like you already know when it came to marriage. But I'm willing to try. I'm willing to give you my best. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win your trust again. I'm willing to help you grow. I'm willing to see that you also succeed in your career. And I'm willing to submit to God to make sure that I give you the best and be the best priest in this home. At the restaurant, the table was set with candles and soft music played in the background. Joshua held Sophia's hand. Once again, I'm sorry for everything. I want to be a better husband and father. Tears filled Sophia's eyes. I'm sorry too. I know I wasn't perfect either. I was just trying to make you jealous. Joshua smiled and got down on one knee. Sophia, will you marry me again? Yes, 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 she said, laughing through her tears. A month later, surrounded by close friends and family, they renewed their vows. It wasn't a perfect journey, but they had learned to fight for each other, not against each other. Please, if you enjoyed this story, can you do me a favor by clicking the thumbs up button, the like button? It is free. And please click the next video that is showing right now on your screen. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and God bless you.